to begin with, when I saw the film, one of the things I noticed was that for you guys in particular, the costumes and the sets around you guys are very particularly 60s, and sort of that, particularly in the Hellfire Club, that swinging 60s type of vibe. So I was curious how all that informed both your performances.
Well, I think it informed our performances. I think that it had a lot to do with just Sebastian Shaw's vibe in general. He's wealthy and surrounds himself with whatever's, hip at the time. But performance-wise, it just made you feel more in the character, more in the time period when you walk onto a set that is so elaborate and grand that you feel like we're there already.
Yeah, I'd say that's true. I don't think either of us, kind of thought, well, how can I play this 60s? It's just kind of, you have to just stay true to who they are and just kind of absorb it,
Yeah, and you had said earlier, too, it was a piece of direction we actually got from the directors not to play it 260 because then you're being sort of a caricature of what you should be. You're playing a character in the 60s instead of just being in them.
Mm-hmm. And what was it like then playing these sort of, James Bondian almost like villains in this piece?
My feeling about villains in general is that they don't necessarily think they're villains. When I was thinking about the part, I would research it just like I would any other part. And I think that, he kind of thinks what he's doing is the right thing. And I can't say that I really imaged any other. The people that I imaged were more, not villains so much, but people who were self-made men and billionaires and charming and, manipulative and powerful and confident. These are the things that I played. I never really thought about James Bond. I don't know if you did.
No, I never thought of James Bond. I didn't really have a reference other than the comic books that I used. And like Kevin said, I don't see her or them as evil so much as just very motivated to get this task done, which they have, and they're very confident. They've had their powers for a long time. They're using them. They're not afraid to. They're, I don't know. I don't feel like it was something that was that they would think that they're doing something evil or something bad. They're trying to get done what they need to get done.
Right. And then for Emma, what is it that draws her to follow Sebastian Shaw?
Yeah, that's something we didn't really address in the film, but I think that there is a emotional attachment on some level, at least for Emma, probably not for Sebastian, but I think she obviously has feelings for him because I'm not sure what the level of power is, but she's a very powerful mutant in her own right, and I don't know if she's more powerful or equally powerful or whatever. They need each other for whatever reasons. Mm-hmm. So.
Excellent. So then, for both of your power sets rely very much on the special effects. For Emma, it's the diamond form, and for Shaw, it's, whenever he absorbs the powers, there's that weird distortion field around him. So what was it like when you were playing one of those scenes and you had to, imagine what it would eventually look like?
John Dykstra is an absolute genius. Yeah. Has been, doing some of the best effects ever, and certainly in this movie, I think it's absolutely stunning what he did. He was very much on the set all the time, and what was so great about him is that he's obviously going to do it in post, but he's a very collaborative sort of guy. So he would kind of say, okay, this is what my idea is about what you're going to do and what you're going to look like, and I'll try to give you a little bit of an idea of what it's going to be. But what do you want to do? How do you feel it? What's your, how do you want to gather it? How do you want to react to this? And that was great. He was a great partner in that way.
Yeah, and it was interesting to, have someone on, the director say, okay, well, you're going to do this scene, but now you're in diamond form, or halfway through the scene, you're changing into diamond form, so you have to physically change something. And for Emma, I didn't have, there wasn't anything physically that I was changing that I was going to do myself. So it was just using your imagination. But like Kevin said, John was on set all the time, and it's like, this is how you're going to look, or this is what the tornado looks like. You're following a pen light, but this is what it's going to look like, so that you have something in your mind to use. Which was very helpful, obviously.